Hello YouTube, RJ. Hey, today's video is going to be a little bit different. Let me introduce you to my new mower. This is Bullwinkle, at least that's what we named him. He's a fully robotic lawnmower, and he's just became time for him to go out and mow. So he's charged up off his stand there, and he's going to back out and start mowing. And I just wanted to kind of show you a little about him. You know, I love technology, and this is some great technology right here. It's where they've come with this robotic stuff is just amazing. So I'm going to talk a little about him. I'm going to talk about what he can do. I'm going to talk about the technology behind him. So like I said, it's going to be a little different than our typical videos, but it's still going to be on technology. So we're going to talk about things like RTK, NTK, all of the interesting things that make these robots possible. We're going to talk about vision systems. So anyway, he's going to get started here, and we're going to follow him around a little bit and watch him mow while I talk about him. First thing he's going to do is this zone of my yard, the backyard, he's going to go around the perimeter and actually mow 3 paths around the perimeter. You can see where he's going around that tree there. You see how it's a little bit shorter. So that's going to be one of the first things we're going to talk about. So let him get mowing a little bit, and we'll talk a little bit more about this. So just what is it? It's a Navimo X430, and the company that owns Navimo is Segway. Here, I'll pop it up for you. Currently, they're kind of ahead of everybody else in the technology. Now, one of the things I want you to notice is he's mowing along the wall. Look how close he gets to the wall. And so I want to talk about the technology that allows them to be that precise in their positioning. So let's jump out to where he's mowing the yard, and I'll talk a little bit about the technology that controls all this. Okay, first thing you notice is once he gets his border done, he'll make 3 laps around a zone and get him a border. And then he'll come out and start going back and forth mowing. Now, one of the neat things about the technology is he doesn't mow the same way all the time. Each time he mows a zone, he changes it by, I don't know if it's 30 degrees or whatever, but he turns and goes at a different angle. And he does this until he gets 90 degrees to the original way, and then he flops back to the beginning. It goes through this over and over again. So you get mowing from different angles on a regular basis. So you can see here he's going, in this case, he's going south to north and north to south. So what allows this to operate? Well, GPS, but GPS is not accurate enough. GPS only gets you, down to meters, 3 to 10 meters maybe. And obviously you can't get right next to a building. So there's 2 systems going on here. Bullwinkle uses something called RTK, real-time kinematics. Basically, it's GPS that tells him where he's at, but to correct that and make it super accurate, fixed, like cell towers or your little site that you put up that know exactly where they are compared to where it thinks it is. And they constantly send an update signal saying, hey, the GPS is lying by 2 inches to the left and 1 inch to the north. And by constantly giving this update information, because they know they haven't moved, so they can see what the GPS signal is drifting, along with some other technology there where it looks at phasings of the signal to get a little more accurate signal. It beams it to this device, in my case through the cell phone system, and it tells it that, hey, whatever you're getting for a reading from the GPS, correct it this much. And that puts him to very precise positioning, and that's real-time kinematics and network real-time kinematics. Now, Navimo comes with all of this built into it, and the cell card is you're done for a year. They pay for a year, and then every year after that's $39. Now, if you don't want to pay $39 a year for that, you can put the little station up, put a little up on the tower or put it on your house or whatever, and just use your own. And that picks up the GPS signal. It knows where it's at, and therefore it's not moving, so it can do the same thing. I chose to go ahead and use the network RTK. It's worked flawlessly, and he knows right where he is. And if you look very closely, you see he's just overlapping one of his other passes by just a little bit. He always overlaps a little to make sure he doesn't leave any unmowed area, just like you do when you mow. But that technology is fantastic. It gets you down to very precise positioning. So there's other things going on too to even make it better. Bullwinkle has 360-degree vision. He's got 3 cameras. Actually, he's got more than 3. He's got a couple cameras on the front. Looking forward, he's got a couple to the sides. He looks at 360 degrees around him, and he uses AI. And he recognizes some objects, and he understands when things are in his way. And it also allows him to know what it looks like when he's supposed to, when this GPS is telling him he's here. He's been there before. He knows what it's supposed to look like. So that allows him to kind of make a decision of, a tenth of an inch this way or tenth of an inch that way. It lets him zoom into even more accuracy. Now you just saw him make a turn there. He is able to make complete 360 0 turns because he can turn those front wheels to point at each other and rotate around his own body, which is kind of neat. He does it once in a while. Most of the time he just makes these sweeping turns for time because he can do that quicker than stopping, turning, and doing a 0 turn. He doesn't tear the yard up. A lot of the current and earlier models had like a tractor type bulldozer operation where one side turned backwards and one went forward to turn and kind of scrubbed, and it would wear your lawn at the places where it had to turn all the time. To get away from this, Navimo doesn't do that. It has steerable wheels. You can see he's just making his way back and forth. He'll do this for as long as he needs to. He can mow about 2 hours, and then he'll go back to his station and charge for an hour and a half, and he'll come out and mow for about 2 more hours if he needs to. And in my yard, it's a pretty good sized yard. This is, he's only mowing half the yard right now. He mows about 4 hours. And then the next day he mows 4 hours in the front yard. So he mows every other day, and on Wednesdays he gets a day off. And he'll charge during the day. He'll mow and he'll go back and charge and go back out and finish up. It's 4-wheel drive, or I should say all-wheel drive, and has traction control just like modern trucks. And he's pretty incredible about being able to get through pretty well anything. He just does not get stuck. He's got a lot of power. He's got a lot of traction. And what he can overcome is pretty amazing. I don't have to go out and rescue him. He's been on the job for about 3 weeks now that I've had him. I have not been in this yard and mowed in 3 weeks. And you'll see I haven't weed whacked either. And if you look around right at the edge where he can't get, you'll see the grass is very tall. This time of year in Central Florida, St. Augustine, you need to mow it about every 3 to 4 days because we get rain every day. It grows like crazy. He just goes out there and mows just a tiny bit off every other day, just a tiny little bit. So it leaves your yard looking like it's always mowed. It doesn't get tall and then you mow it down and then it gets tall. It's just always mowed. So it's a really neat technology. He's pretty smart as far as avoidance. You might wonder what happens if a stick's in the yard or a kid's put a ball out there, if a dog runs out. It's no problem. He recognizes them. He understands what he needs to do about them. If there's a frisbee laying in the yard, he'll just go around it. If the kid comes up to it in the yard, it'll stop and turn the blades off and sit there till the kid either goes away, or after a while, it'll just reverse and back up and go way around the kid to avoid him. So it's pretty amazing to watch. I'm going to show you a clip of him running over a large stick, getting it jammed in him. Worst case scenario, you think that he's done. And if you watch, he's very clever about maneuvering and constantly working until he gets himself unstuck, goes around it, goes on its merry way. So let me pull that clip up for you and let you check that out. Okay, here he comes on doing his perimeter, and you can barely see a little bit of a stick sticking up, and he can see that. He knows he doesn't want anything to do with that. He can't see it buried in the grass though, because my grass is St. Augustine. It's quite thick. I mow at 4 inches. This mower will mow from 3/4 of an inch to 4 inches. So whatever kind of grass you got, it can handle it. So he tries to go around it, but what happens is he drives onto it, flips it up into him, and gets it jammed in between his wheel and his underbelly. You'll kind of see it come out of between the wheel and the body here in just a second. See it come up? And so he's got this thing wrapped. You can see the rear wheel spinning. He's got a problem. He's got that locked, shoved into the ground like a pole, and he has really locked himself up good. You would think he's done. But watch as he keeps working, He can sense when his wheels are spinning. He can sense when something's holding him from the draw of the motors. He can see what's in front of him. So he's got quite a bit of sensors going on. And so he's going to keep working, turning different ways, backing forward. He'll keep working with this until he figures out a way to get up and over this thing, and he'll get off of it. And once he does, you'll notice he stops, thinks for a minute, then he backs up, he goes over it, kind of rolls up on another part of it, stops, thinks about it a little bit. You see him doing this all the time, stopping and thinking. It's like he's thinking about what's going on and what he should do next. He's kind of planning out what to do, looking at his vision, where he's at, how he got there, where he, so he can try to back out the way he came. So here he is thinking, he's going to get working this problem until he gets off this thing. And then once he gets off of it, he's going to decide he doesn't want anything to do with this thing. So he's going to, he can see the stick on the top of the grass now because he's kind of pulled it out of the grass. So he knows, I don't want to do with that. So he's going to go back up. He's going to go way around this thing. He's going to give it a wide berth. What's interesting is when he comes around for his next 2 passes on the perimeter, he will go around at the same spot. He seems to know that there's a problem there. He can see the stick now, but beyond that, he knows there's a problem there, so he'll avoid this. That doesn't mean he'll avoid it forever. Next time he comes out to mow this area, he'll try again. But if he sees the stick laying there, he'll avoid it and go around it. Okay, if his battery gets low, or he's done, or I tell him to go home like I'm doing here, then this is what happens. If he gets down to 15% battery and he needs a charge, he'll stop, turn his blades off, and drive back and charge. Or if he's done, when he finishes the yard, he just turns his blades off, turns around. He knows where his home's at. He'll drive right back to his home. He'll plug himself in, as you'll see in a minute. And then he'll go to charging. He'll charge back up to whatever you set him to. I have him at 85% battery. You can go all the way to 100. The recommendation is 85-90 because the battery lasts much longer if you don't fully charge it all the time. So I run mine at 15 and 85. So it'll charge up to 85% capacity. It'll stop charging. Every once in a while, it will go past that and charge to 100% to balance the cells in the pack. They know that they have to balance all the cells every once in a while. So if it's been a while, it keeps track. And if it's had so many charges, the software will override my 85%. It'll charge 100% because you can't balance the cells unless you charge the battery all the way up. So it'll charge 100%, balance the cells, and the next time it charges, it will only go to 85% again, and it'll do that for quite a while. So if you notice on his stand, there's like white square with like gaps in the middle of the squares sides. That's a target. When he's getting up here, he gets lined up by GPS really close, and then he uses his vision. He zooms in on that and he says, hey, I got to hit this dead on. So he puts that in the right place in his vision, and he drives straight into his charger, and the little prong sticking off the charger base will plug right into the little slot in the front of him. It's got some contactors in there, and you'll see him ease up there, and then he'll kind of push in, and then he'll lock. He'll relax, and he'll sit there and charge. Now, because I'm in Florida, because we have hurricanes, his little garage and his little stand, I didn't want to just anchor them in the ground. We have sand, they don't anchor very well. I wanted to be able to not worry about this during a hurricane, so I poured concrete and I anchored this thing with concrete anchors. I mean, his charging stand and his garage are like pulled it down to 4 inches of concrete, 3 foot by 3 foot. So he'll just he'll charge himself up 85%, sit there and wait for the next, either me telling him to go mow, which I don't normally do. I did for this video, but he runs on the schedule. Every day that he mows, he goes out and mows. Hey, I hope you found the review of my X430 Navamo lawnmower interesting. I hope you learned a little something. Let me throw a couple things in here. One, Bullwinkle. You might wonder why he's named Bullwinkle. Well, you probably don't realize, but my drone, we named him long ago when we got him Rocky, from Rocky the Flying Squirrel. And so when we got the robotic lawnmower, we just thought it'd be cute to have Rocky and Bullwinkle. So Bullwinkle's his name. The other things I didn't cover is there's no way I could get into like the software, how you program him. It's very simple. You drive him like a remote control car around the perimeter of your zone, and then you go in and, like, if you've got a flower bed, you drive him around it as a keep away, and it's really easy. Software is fantastic. Navamo's done a great job, or I should say Segway. They own them, but Navamo's done a great job of the software. I think they really nailed it. A lot of capabilities in him. He's got Find My iPhone built into him. You can do it on your iPhone, and he's got, even if he's disabled and got no Wi-Fi to connect to, he can connect. You can find him by that. You can also find him by the GPS built into him. And so a lot of interesting technology to him. So if you got questions, there's things I didn't cover you'd like to know, don't hesitate to put a comment in the video, and I'll try to get you an answer. And if I get enough interesting questions, maybe I'll do a short follow-up video and cover all the questions people had. Thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you in my next video.